Greetings, it is I, Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord and Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome. It is time to continue my discussion on SHADOWRUN. We've been talking about the Matrix in the wireless world. We dived into cyber combat next time. Let's complete our discussion on cyber combat. So you can take a full defense within the Matrix. What this means is if you are a hacker, you can add your hacking skill to your defense. Or if you're an ice sprite or agent, you can add your rating. And this is in addition to the normal defenses you would get against Matrix attacks. Now, when a Matrix attack does hit, it does an amount of Matrix damage, a number of boxes in the Matrix condition equivalent to the rating of whatever attack hits. Net hits are added to this rating to a total amount. If a target is being attacked by a black ice, it will do stun or physical to the user's actual conditions rather than the persona's condition. The icon's condition. Now, a target of a Matrix attack can resist this damage. They can roll System plus Armor program in order to resist the damage. If you're being targeted by a black ice that's physically hitting you, you're going to be rolling your willpower plus biofeedback filter, regardless if it's physical or stun. On this check, any net hits that you get is going to reduce the damage. It is possible to reduce the damage down to 0 if you have enough armor or protection against it, or you get lucky. Now, as I talk about, you have a Matrix condition modifier. Every icon that exists has this, your persona included. Your Matrix condition monitor is going to be equal to your system divided by 2, rounded up, and adding 8 to that. So it's 8 plus system divided by 2, rounded up. Now, Technomancer does not have a Matrix condition monitor. They have themselves. Now, should all your boxes be filled up on the Matrix condition modifier, your persona, your icon, crashes. This point in time, you are kicked out of the Matrix. If you were using VR, you will suffer dump shock. Now, I did talk about dump shock a little bit. It's basically when you're being suddenly jarred from the Matrix, and this change in information basically creates a shock within your system. This will have a damage value that's going to hurt you. If you're within Cold Sim and you're using that, you're going to take 5 stun as the attack basically against you. If you're using Hot Sim, it's going to be 5 physical that you're going to be taking from the system shock. You are allowed to resist this damage with your willpower plus biofeedback filter, just like you would be with resisting black ice attacks. Now, beyond the normal damage that you'd be taking, you're also going to suffer disorientation from this jar of leaving the Matrix. For a number of minutes equal to 10 minus your willpower, you're going to be disoriented. This will give you a -2 to all of your dice pulls during this period of time, as you're sort of like getting your bearings after basically pulling your brain out of having all this information. Now, the black ice, let's talk about that. The Black Hammer and the Blackout programs are programs designed to create biofeedback and BTL overdose within users that they attack. Of course, this is VR users, and to invert the sim interface and jam the connection open effectively, making it impossible for the target of the ice, the black ice, to either log out or make it very difficult for them to jack out. So effectively, should a black ice successfully hit you in cyber combat, it doesn't need to do damage with this hit. It effectively jams the connection between you and the black ice. If this happens, you can't log off until either the black ice crashes or you choose to jack out, which jacking out is an opposed willpower plus biofeedback filter test versus the black ice's rating plus response. If you fail, the black ice just keeps you there. You're still there. If you succeed, you suffer dump shock, of course, because you've managed to pull the plug from the black ice as it's sort of doing bad things to you. Now, should the black ice manage to fill your condition modifier and knock you out, effectively knock you unconscious, at this point in time, they're more than likely going to leisurely send security to track you to your location and therefore capture you. They might have programmed into them to delete any information that you stole from them, basically stolen information, or to alert security hackers to your location to basically then go there and gather evidence on your comlink because you're not there to defend it. Now, Blackout When it finishes rendering you unconscious, any excess damage does not overflow into physical. It can only knock you out. Black Hammer, on the other side, should it get you to unconscious with physical, you will get physical damage overflow, like other forms of damage that would cause overflow. This is representing brain damage it's dealing to you, and can have significant neurological effects that you might want to put in game terms if you manage to hit a bunch of overflow from, of course, a Black Hammer attack. Now, it is possible for a hacker to get into combat in more than one node. The disadvantage of this is they can only focus on one node at a time in order to do the combat. Effectively, I have to choose, during each initiative pass, which of the nodes that I'm in and I'm fighting in to focus my attention on. I focus all my attention there, I can do all my normal actions there, and only there. I cannot defend myself in any of the other nodes I'm connected into. I can defend myself in the one I'm focusing on. I still have my armor to absorb damage, but I can't focus there to defend. That means if I would take a total defense, it's only in the node that I'm focusing on. Otherwise, I'm just out of luck. And the fact is, damage in any of these combats applies to all of the combats. So if I'm damaged over there, I'm damaged here where I'm actually focusing. Now, the fact is, you roll your initiative as normal when you're getting into this, and it will apply to all the nodes. So I'm just rolling it once, applying to all my nodes, and each pass, I'm choosing where to go to. So that's it for today. I finished up talking about cyber combat. I've, of course, talked about taking a total defense in there, about the damage you're taking, about absorbing said damage with some of your defenses, the results of that damage upon your matrix condition monitor, possibly your physical body if it's blackout or black ice, if it's some type of black ice. I then dove into talking about black ice, about what it does to you, about that it jams open that connection so it's hard to escape from it. In the meantime, it hits your stun condition. It hits your physical condition. It wears you down until either you defeat it, you jack out and take the effects of dump shock, or you basically are knocked unconscious in some way. Might be dying. Might be in bad shape. Of course, I talked about what dump shock was in there too, because it's going to be important to know what you're going to face when that hits you. I moved on to, of course, talking about fighting in multiple combats on different nodes, because you can. You can't defend against all of them. You can only take the hits in the other ones, but you can. In the next episode, we're going to talk technomancers. We're going to dive into talking all about them. But if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to say, anything you think I left out, please leave in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's just for the channel, the empire, the work I do. If you want to show some extra support, you could always check out my Patreon. Link description below. Regardless, until the next time, I bid you farewell.